Fox Sports.
We are Fox. We are Wisconsin.
Old Glory flying high, and on this date we take a little extra stock in being here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and enjoying the great game of baseball. It is the 4th of July at Miller Park. Tailgating is epic, and we are ready for the Twins and the Milwaukee Brewers. Final game of the series. Before the game, the Brewers wearing the uniforms, the last names on the back of veteran military members of the World War II or the Korean War, Vietnam War, and then they were able to give those jerseys right off their backs to those individuals before the game here today. All of these folks you see here have been a part of the honor flight, one of the great military foundations in existence. And hi, everybody. With that, we welcome you to Miller Park. Great to have you with us. Thank you for spending some of your day with us on this Independence Day. Brian Anderson with Bill Schroeder and Rock. It's always fun to be at the ballpark, but it is especially poignant to be here on Independence Day.
Yeah, before we get going, special thank you to all the military personnel here and all around the world for allowing us to enjoy a day like this on Independence Day. But, you know, the Brewers are celebrating that, and they're celebrating some pretty good baseball that they've been able to play so far this year. Things are going pretty well for the team.
Yeah, the Brewers are in first place on the 4th of July at 15 games over 500. They get a shot of good news today. Christian Yelich is back in the starting lineup for the first time since last Thursday.
Yeah, I think the Brewers are able to cover his absence pretty well. As a matter of fact, the Brewers have been able to cover a lot of injuries in the first half of the season. The reason that they're 15 games over 500. The Brewers were 4-2 in games that really Yelich wasn't able to play. You know, 1 inning in Cincinnati, 1 inning yesterday, that doesn't count. So in 6 games that he missed, 4-2 record, not too bad. Great to have him back in the lineup.
Our pitching matchup here this afternoon, it'll be Barrios for the Minnesota Twins, Anderson for the Milwaukee Brewers. Pride, patriotism, Major League Baseball. It's coming up next from Miller Park. Milwaukee Brewers baseball. Independence Day. It's a holiday we get to enjoy with loved ones by tailgating during the day, watching fireworks shine in the sky at night. But with all the fun, we will never forget the real meaning of this day. All the men and women who made the ultimate sacrifice to bring us our freedom, and those who continue to fight each day to ensure our independence. And with that freedom, we are able to play and watch a game that we love. Today, we honor our nation's birth by playing America's pastime. Nothing like being at the ballpark on the 4th of July. And Chase Anderson hits the field. Brewers in their home whites, trimmed in those stars and stripes colors. And we're glad to have you with us. We know you have a lot of options today on the 4th of July, and we're honored that you've chosen to spend some time with us in Brewers baseball here today. Brian Anderson with Bill Schroeder, Sophia Minard, our reporter. Today's game being produced by Brent Reeland and directed by Renardo Lowe. Crowd still filing in. Epic tailgating scene before the game, and it is a hot afternoon, sunny afternoon here on a Wednesday in Milwaukee. There's the great Brewer Hall of Famer Paul Molitor, now in year 4 as manager of the Minnesota Twins, the American League Manager of the Year last year. His number hangs in the rafters here at Miller Park, and Molitor's batting order looks like this. It's courtesy of Potawatomi. Joe Mauer leads off. Eddie Rosario, then Brian Dozier make up the top. In the middle for Molitor, it's Escobar, Polanco, and Max Kepler. Mitch Garver will catch today. Jake Cave in center, and Jose Barrios rounding out the starting 9 that will match up against the Brewers opening day starter Chase Anderson.
Yeah, Chase start number 17, 6-6 record, earned run average a little over 4. He's got to be able to keep the ball in the ballpark. He's given up to 17 home runs. Pretty good in his last time on the mound. A win at Cincinnati, 6 innings, 2 hits, 1 run for Chase. Outstanding work against the Reds.
As is his custom, Chase Anderson writing the initials of his father, Robert, who passed away in 2012. That's what he does to remember the man who taught him the game. And all the pieces in place. We're ready to play ball on Independence Day 2018. Anderson facing Joe Mauer. First pitch is up and away, ball 1, and away we go. Final game of the series between the Brewers and the Twins. Final game of the season series as well. The Brewers have secured a season series win over Minnesota. They have won 4 out of 5. And the Brewers come into play today with a 9-7 interleague record, so they're 2 games over against American League teams. This is going to be the last game against American League opponent until the last series of the year against the Tigers right here at Miller Park. So no more DH this year, the rest of the season. Anderson trying to keep it going. He's been pitching well here lately. Gets his first strike of the ball game. Chase pitched a good game against Cincinnati. His last time out resulted in a win. He only gave up 2 hits, only 1 run in 6 innings. There's a bouncing ball. Aguilar ranges over. He's got it. Hits Anderson on the run. And that's how the day begins for Chase Anderson and the Brewers.
Hey, let's check out the Brewers defensively. Sight for sore eyes. You got Christian Yelich back in the lineup. He's out in left field. Keelan Broxton's been running him down on his homestand. Outstanding work. Eric Thames in right. You got Travis Shaw at third. Nate Orf getting a start at shortstop. He played a little bit over there yesterday. Made 21 starts in AAA at short this year. Miller Aguilar on the right and Manny Pini behind home plate.
Good to see Christian Yelich back in the lineup. Last time we saw him was Thursday in Cincinnati as a starter, I should say. Thursday in Cincinnati when he had to leave the game after his first at bat. He did play an inning of defense last night. And so Yelich has been able to endure the back injury, the lower back tightness, without going on the disabled list. Eddie Rosario pops this one up. Foul territory. Playable for Shaw. 2 outs.
Well, let's check out our Pizza Ranch for the win. The Brewers pitching has been very good in this series against Minnesota. The Twins have gone 14 innings without a run. The pen has been outstanding. 9 innings in this series. 2 hits, no runs, 9 strikeouts. That's 6 different relievers. And when you talk about Barrios, he's got one of the best curveballs in the business. You're going to see a lot of those today from the Twins starter.
They figured Josh Hader's down today and probably a few days after his brilliant performance yesterday, pitching 3 innings, 3 scoreless innings in a 2-0 Milwaukee win yesterday. It was Junior Guerra who went 5, and then Hader and Knebel finished it out. Hader did the heavy lifting, pitching 3 scoreless with no hits, and then Knebel not save number 9. Brian Dozier hammers one into deep right center. Keon Broxton is there, and Chase Anderson off to a good start. 3 up, 3 down first for the Twins. Now the Brewers coming up for the first time. Of July as we get ready to head to the bottom of the first. Twins fail to score in the top half. 3 up, 3 down for Anderson. And Craig Counsell now in year 4, his 3rd full season, and at 15 games over 500, the Brewers try once again to get to that 16 over mark. They're in first place in the Central. Eric Thames, Christian Yelich, Jesus Aguilar at the top for Counsell. Shaw, Miller, and Pena in the middle. Orf, Broxton, and Anderson round out the Potawatomi starting 9 for the Brew Crew this afternoon. And a very talented young pitcher, Jose Barrios, on the mound for Minnesota, and Rocket, 23 years of age. He is an emerging ace for the Twins.
Yeah, 18 start. He does have 1 shutout this year. I mean, he's a top 10 in a lot of categories, including strikeouts. He's 10th in the American League, 111 punch-outs.
Routine fly ball from Thames. Rosario puts it away. There is out number 1 for the Brewers offensively.
And Barrios took it on the chin a little bit last time out against the Cubs. 4 1/3, 6 hits, 6 runs. He gave up a couple of home runs. They say he was a bit under the weather during that start, and it showed. That was a rough start, but he had 4 very good ones coming into that last start.
He had gone a 4-start stretch, only allowing 4 earned runs combined in those 4 games. That included a complete game against the White Sox on June 7th. He's just starting to figure it all out. He's going to be a good one for a while. Jose Barrios out of Bayamon, Puerto Rico. Christian Yelich, first time in the starting lineup as a hitter since last Thursday. Left that game in the first at bat. He hit a little ground ball, and they went to the bottom of the first inning, and no Yelich came back out. Thought it was going to be a quick trip to the disabled list, but Yelich felt like he could either play through it or at least rehab through it quickly. Didn't need to go on the DL, and he was right.
Yeah.
Only missed essentially 5 games. He was available yesterday and did play in the game yesterday late as a defensive replacement. We'll see what kind of timing he has at the plate.
He has been taking a little bit of batting practice. Took some swings in the cage yesterday. He was on the field for early batting practice the day before.
Two balls, 2 strikes on Yelich. And he pulls one foul. Thinking about Christian today and his brother Cameron, who is a Marine. And we think about all the families of those serving in our military, active duty, including my partner here, Bill Schroeder, and thanks to your 2 sons, your son and son-in-law, for their service to our country.
Good kids.
We appreciate them always. Has a little more meaning on Independence Day, though, and those who serve and keep us free. Great ceremony on the field before the game. That honor flight is something special. They're all over the country now, and if you haven't had a chance to engage in that yet, it's one of our favorite military charities. The honor flight does great work. They fly veterans, war veterans, to Washington D.C. for a day, and they certainly need your help, need your funds, and you can not only help with closure with a lot of those members of the military who have never been to see some of the monuments in Washington D.C., but it also provides an opportunity at some fellowship as well. And it's just been a fantastic thing that we've seen emerge here the last few years.
I went on one of those honor flights. My wife and I went last November. It means an awful lot to these guys. A lot of tears flowing with those folks. All the support that they get on that flight. It's a big deal.
9th pitch of the at-bat coming here to Christian Yelich, second batter for the Brewers. And he hits it sharply, but the shift is on, and right there to make the play is Dozier for out number 2. Good battle for Yelich.
Now let's check out the Twins defense. You got Rosario, Cave, and Kepler in the outfield. No Byron Buxton. It's a long story, but he's down in the minor leagues right now trying to figure things out. Escobar, Polanco, Dozier, and Mauer in the infield, and Mitch Garver gets the call behind home plate here today.
Twins do have some pretty significant injuries and lack of performance. Buxton would fit in both of those categories. He was the Gold Glove center fielder last year that was so instrumental in Molitor's run to the postseason with the Twins a season ago. No Miguel Sano either. Jesus Aguilar takes a strike.
Jorge Polanco came back during this series off of a PED suspension. Jason Castro, their catcher, out for the year.
Yeah, Castro with a knee injury. Sano had hamstring problems, but he's back in the lower levels of the minor leagues trying to get his career put back together as well. Very similar to the Arcia story. Barrios gets a ground ball right back to the mound, and that will retire the side. 3 up, 3 down, scoreless first inning. We are off and running here on Independence Day 2018. A pleasure to have you with us on Fox Sports Wisconsin. And the Twins are coming up against Chase Anderson, who worked a 3-up 3-down first. Eduardo Escobar leads off here for Minnesota, the switch hitting third baseman. He's had a good year. 12 homers, 49 RBIs, been a doubles machine this season. Did not start in the first game of this series, but he's been in there the last two. He succumbed to heat exhaustion at Wrigley Field over the weekend. They're just trying to get him right, and he flicks one into left field, a base hit. Leadoff single for Escobar.
Yeah, he did that last night or yesterday. Actually, no, that was Rosario yesterday, but he does a good job of covering home plate. Just dumping one out there in the left field. A good piece of hitting.
So a man on here is Polanco. Rock mentioned Polanco just returning this week. An 80-game PED suspension that also makes you ineligible for the postseason. But Polanco is a big piece for the Twins if they are going to get back into this mix here, and they've really struggled. They're currently 12 games under, so they would need a fast turnaround and a pretty significant winning streak. But they do feel like they're getting a big piece back in Polanco.
Yeah, last year Polanco was 74 RBIs, 13 homers. They're pretty solid over there at shortstop. They missed him. They've missed a lot of their guys that they were counting on.
He will be subject to more stringent testing as well moving forward. There goes the runner, and a swing and a drive into right field. Thames is on the run. He's got it for the out. And retreating quickly is Escobar. Polanco just missed that on the bat. It had the right kind of flight, but he didn't quite get it on the barrel, and it's out number one.
Yeah, it didn't have that sound to it, and you figured it was going to stay in the ballpark. It had a little topspin on it too. Escobar running on the pitch, and Thames makes an easy catch in front of the fence. Maybe a little bit down on the end. Didn't miss it by much.
Thames getting more and more comfortable in the outfield since he has come back. He thought his outfield days were pretty much over, barring an occasional start out there, but that all changed the way Jesus Aguilar has played. Got to have Thames bat in the lineup, especially with Lorenzo Cain on the disabled list. So Thames has been playing mostly outfield recently. He'll still get his occasional starts at first base.
Yep, one swing of the Thames bat yesterday is difference in the game.
His home run came right about in the area where he just caught that ball. It was up and over the wall, though, and a line drive.
And it was a bullet.
And it was a 2-0 win yesterday. The Brewers held the Twins scoreless and only 2 hits. Great pitching yesterday.
Junior Guerra impressive. He might have had the best split fingered pitch that he's had all season. It was a really good pitch for him. Elevating the fastball effectively, but the splitter was the pitch for him in yesterday's game. Good to see that pitch back for him.
One ball, 2 strikes on Max Kepler. Got a runner at first. Escobar. We can see the sweat just dripping off the hat of Chase Anderson. It is extremely hot on the field. Temperature is at 95, but it is over 100 degrees on the field, especially in the sun.
Yeah, we were down there during Brewers batting practice. It was a scorcher down there.
1-2 the count. Very similar day, even though it was a night game when Anderson last pitch, but similar heat wise in the last game in Cincinnati. And Chase went 6 innings in that game, but he only threw 76 pitches. There was a chance to maybe extend him a little bit in that game, but Craig Counsell felt like with the conditions, with the heat, it was best to shut it down after 6 innings. He had pitched well, and then the bullpen did the rest. The Brewers had won the first 2 games in that series in Cincinnati.
Starting to find the change up again, partner. That change has been a good pitch for him the last couple of starts.
3-2 the count. Escobar goes, swing and a miss, throw to second, on the bag, out at second. Strike him out, throw him out, double play. Manny Pena cuts down another would-be base stealer. Thing of beauty. Great release, great arm, easy tag for Nate Orf. Inning is over, and we're headed to the bottom of the second. Are coming up now against Jose Barrios. Chase Anderson working around a leadoff single in the second inning. A strike him out, throw him out, double play. Thing of beauty. And Manny Pena cuts down another one. This guy has been throwing the ball exceptionally well. He has turned himself into one of the better defenders in the game behind the plate.
Yeah, pitchers give him a chance. He's going to throw him out. And Chase did this.
Travis Shaw, deep right center. This is going to fly. 1-0 Milwaukee. As Travis Shaw goes downtown, and Bernie will hit the slide.
Yeah, that had to feel good for Travis. It's been a while between home runs. June 5th, his last home run. And Shaw battling that right wrist injury, and he's saying it's feeling much better, and he proves it right there. Way back off the facing of the second deck.
Powerball home run number 15 for Travis Shaw. His last home run was against Cody Allen in Cleveland. Hit one off the foul pole in Cleveland. That was his only homer in June. And let's see if Shaw, whose wrist is feeling better now, and you got to, even though he didn't go on the disabled list, a lot of that power outage was because of that injured right wrist. Brad Miller takes a strike.
He started a couple of days ago feeling a lot better. He was telling me around the batting cage a couple of days ago. He's starting to drive the ball a little bit to left field. And now he's able to pull it. That's a great sign for that wrist.
Miller hits it high in the air. Sunfield out there in left. Rosario makes the catch for the first out. I'm always amazed at how the Brewers athletic trainers can navigate a player through an injury while he's still playing, and it actually improves. I mean, that is such a foreign concept to me, but they were able to do it. There's athletic trainer Dan Wright. He and Dave Yeager and the rest of the medical staff, they do a fantastic job And the way we know that is players who come through here and maybe leave and go to other teams, they always say that Brewers medical department is the best in the business.
Yeah, man, one of the best in all sports for that matter.
Here's Manny Pena now. And by the way, while we're thinking about the medical team, send out our best to Roger Kaplinger, who heads up that medical team. And Roger is in a battle with pancreatic cancer right now, and he's done a lot, and we've been able to support him on a lot of those causes to raise money for research. There is a banner hanging in the outfield right now, right next to the American flag, and it is for pancreatic cancer research and fundraising. So great to recognize all the terrific work that Roger's been involved in, and we're certainly supporting him 100% in whatever he has in mind for us.
Yeah, good man. Just trying to get the word out, you know, through his battle, and a battle that he's winning. Good for him.
Manny Pena takes a strike. 3-1 now to the Brewer catcher. And strike 2. Count goes full. Pena's got some pop. He's hit 6 home runs. Starting to get the extra base hit back as he pops this one up. Second baseman Dozier out in the grass for out number 2.
Yeah, Manny had a big home run a couple of days ago, and that kind of started the Brewers' comeback. Down 5-1. The homer made it 5-2. Brewers would end up winning that one in 10 innings.
That was the opener of this series. Travis Shaw had the sac fly to tie it, and then the Brewers won it on a walk, on a bases loaded walk to Brad Miller. 6 times this year the Brewers have had walk-off wins. Nate Orf's first at bat of the day. Orf and Miller flip-flop in the batting order, or rather in the position player order. Orf playing short today. Miller plays second base. That was just the opposite on Monday.
Man, Orf did not start yesterday, but he did come in by middle of the game to play shortstop. Played a lot of shortstop down at AAA.
Yeah, Nate played 22 games at short. He started 21 of those games. So he had 29 career minor league starts at shortstop. He hadn't played hardly any shortstop until the last 2 seasons, and then extensive play at short this year, splitting time between short and second. Can also play third. You can put him in both corner outfield spots. He is an extremely versatile super utility man.
They're still looking for that first hit.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Popped him up. And Mauer in foul grounds makes the play for the final out of the second. But Travis Shaw gets the second inning started with a bang. His first home run in a month. Right off the facing of the Loge level. And the Brewers have the early lead this afternoon, 1-0 on Shaw's 15th.
Miller Park, the Brewers with a 1-0 lead over the Twins thanks to Travis Shaw's 15th home run of the season, but his first since June 5th in Cleveland, and that has to feel good for Shaw considering just this morning he and hitting coach Darnell Coles spent a lot of time going over some video work. Shaw said that they went through video of last year comparing what he was doing with what he's been doing with his swing here lately. They spent a long time in the cage as well. He said just trying to break some habits that he felt he was falling into and just get a good feeling back. So that work rewarded here early in the afternoon. And Craig Counsell said he'd probably tell you he'd been scuffling a little bit lately. Maybe the time off dealing with the wrist injury may change the timing for him at the plate, but he said you knew that that big swing was coming, and sure did here this afternoon.
All right, Sophia, thanks. And then you just don't see it, though, from Shaw. You don't see the swings in his body language. You know, every day is the same for him, and that's admirable because he is a gamer. He wants to play every day. He's never too high, never too low, and I think that's going to serve him well throughout his career in the major leagues. You know, it feels like he's been around a while. His father was a major leaguer, an all-star closer, so he carries himself like a veteran, but he's really only had 2 full seasons in the major leagues prior to this season. Yeah, so he's a young player.
Even keel. I mean, I think all great players are able to do that, but it is so difficult because it's such an emotional game. I mean, the ups and downs, you know, not just, you know, day to day, but at bat to at bat, you know, and the changes are very subtle sometimes with a guy like Shaw. His batting stance isn't any different. His setup, his triggering mechanism, and you know, a lot of it's mental. A lot of the things that they talk about with adjustments are not something you see on a physical level. It's all about, you know, maybe how you're thinking up the plate, what you're looking for, and what you're trying to do.
The most emotional I've seen him about anything in the last couple of years is where LeBron James is going to play now that LeBron has taken his talents
Took
to
the big banner
the
down in
Lakers.
Cleveland. Did you see that?
They did.
They're upset. That didn't take long.
Shaw, an Ohio native, a huge Cavs fan, but he says I'm a team LeBron guy first. So I guess he'll need a Lakers jersey at this point. Anderson with 1 away in the 3rd, retiring Garver on the fly ball, facing Jake Cave, the Minnesota center fielder. We talked about Byron Buxton, who is out back in the minor leagues. He's been hurt. He's had concussion problems. He broke his toe. But he's back in the minor leagues now, and it's an opportunity for Jake Cave to prove what he can do. And Anderson strikes him out, got him to chase one. 95-mile-an-hour fastball, out number 2.
Yeah, right after a changeup, you go with the fastball to get him on the swing and miss. Hey, kick off your weekend by saving 50% on Brewers tickets. The Brewers host the Braves this Friday, and all 5 county residents can get half-price tickets for the matchup. To book your discounted seats, visit brewers.com/tickets.
Braves are probably already on their way to Milwaukee. They lost earlier today at Yankee Stadium. Yankees beat them 6-2. Brewers and Braves have been battling for the best record in the National League. And only the Brewers at 50 games, 50 wins in the NL. There's a line drive by the pitcher Barrios, but look who's there. Keon Broxton closing the gap. He was a star wide receiver in high school, and he looked like one on that play. Nice catch.
Osan Air Base, Republic of Korea. Happy Independence Day to the entire Weirich family and the state of Wisconsin. Roll out the barrel.
Well, celebrating 4th of July here at Miller Park, the Brewers with a 1-0 lead here in the 3rd inning. And time for our T-Mobile's Hats Off for Heroes. Today we're featuring pitcher Jimmy Nelson. Jimmy's a supporter of the USO, the Milwaukee VA, and the Fisher House, and it was just 1 year ago against the Orioles. Jimmy pitched 7 shutout innings with 8 strikeouts, picked up the win here on 4th of July. Jimmy, of course, is still on the 60-day disabled list, recovering from that right shoulder surgery, but Jimmy's doing really well with his throwing program, continues to work hard on his rehab, and we'll see if we'll see Jimmy at some point later this season.
Okay, Sophia, thank you. Jimmy Nelson looks fantastic as well. He's shredded about 20 pounds and looks good. He looks lean. He's doing all the things he can do to prepare to get back on a mound, and the Brewers are hoping he'll be available. That's a shot that's mishandled by Dozier, and Keon Broxton will reach on the first pitch of this 3rd inning.
Yeah, wasn't able to handle the hop. I mean, Broxton hit that one right on the screws. Let's see if they're going to give Dozier an error. It's going to be a base hit. Pretty good piece of hitting, and not able to handle the in-between hop. It's going to be an E4. Off the thumb of the glove and trickles into the outfield.
So a lead man on in the 3rd.
Dozier having a rough season. He was a Gold Glover last year, having a down year offensively in his free agent season.
Feels like a player that needs a change of scenery. He is most likely, you would think, going to be on the move. There are a lot of teams that could use a Brian Dozier in their lineup. Anderson unable to get a sac bunt down.
Somebody missed something. I think it was Broxton. Eddie Cedar looking at Broxton. Is that what he's stealing for? He's bunting. You never want to steal when a guy's going to bunt. If he pops it up, it's an easy double play.
Lead runner on for the Brewers in the 3rd. Travis Shaw hit a home run to lead off the 2nd. 1-0 Brewers. Chase squares again, moves to the front of the box, now pulls the bat back and fouls it back. The old Butcher Boy play.
Pretty good hack. Idea is to get it on the ground.
Well, we'll see if they have him bunting with 2 strikes. Chase does have a couple of hits this year. He has 4 sacrifice bunts, which is the most on the team. Chase does something a little more pronounced than most do, but he moves up to the front of the box, gets right on the plate, tries to move up as close as he can without going out of the box. Squares early, and that one right at his head, and he pops it foul and out of play, and that'll be a strikeout for Barrios.
Well, that's a good idea to move up because it gives you a better angle to keep the baseball fair if you get it on the ground. Back in the box, a little more difficult, a little bit more foul territory that you have. One thing with 2 strikes, foul ball, it's going to go down as a strikeout. Kind of almost in self-defense, putting the bat on that one.
So back to the top of the order, and Eric Thames. Thames had a memorable 4th of July game last year in his first year back playing Major League Baseball after 3 years in Korea. He had 2 homers in support of Jimmy Nelson on that day a year ago. Thames has hit 3 home runs in his last 6 games. He now has 12 homers on the year, including that 2-run shot yesterday. That means 7 home runs have given the Brewers the lead this year. Eric Thames. It's one thing about Thames and Aguilar, and both are big power hitters, but their home runs have been significant.
Yeah, you're not
clutch homers.
Not talking about home runs with like a five-run lead. They mean something, especially yesterday.
Broxton takes off. Thames lets him run. Throw to second. Not in time. And Keon able to keep a toe on the bag. Almost overslid second base. That's his second steal. He's 2 for 2.
Any kind of decent throw and he's going to be out.
Keon stole 21 bases last year.
Yeah, good lead, good jump, not a very good throw. And had Polanco kept the tag on him, if he could have, he would have been out. Watch him jump up off the bag.
Feet first slide was pretty violent by Broxton. Keon's already made a nice catch. Seems like every day he's in the lineup, he's making terrific plays.
Made a nice catch yesterday in left center with the bases loaded early in the game.
Runner at second with 1 out. Here is Thames now in a 1-0 count. 1-1. They are closing the roof here at Miller Park. Must be a thunder shower in the area. And while it protects from the rain, when they close that roof, it will turn Miller Park into a hot box, more so than it is now.
Man, just hope they're able to keep the glass panels open. Yep, you can heat up Miller Park, you cannot cool it off. There's no air conditioning in here.
1 ball, 1 strike. Now with a runner on base, the Twins are unable to use their 4-man outfield against Eric Thames. He's had a good year with runners in scoring position, hitting near 300. 2 balls and a strike. Missed with a changeup.
Yeah, he was asked about that 4-man outfield and if he'd ever seen it before, and he said he did in his first rehab start down in the minor leagues this year. The minor leaguers did it to him. First time we've seen it here.
I believe that was the Astros AAA affiliate. Astros have certainly used the 4-man outfield at the major league level. Twins have done it on a few occasions. And Thames draws a walk. So Eric continues to get on base at a high clip. That's why he's hitting leadoff. And now it's first and second for Christian Yelich.
Yeah, and Barrios doesn't walk too many. Only 24 walks in over 100 innings. Only 2 per 9. That's pretty good. That's one of the best in the American League.
Thames has now reached base safely in 12 consecutive starts. And an opportunity here for Yelich. 1 away, first and second. Yelich hit the ball sharply his first time up, but they had a shift on and he hit it right into that shift. That same ball right now would be a base hit to right. Twins have to play it more straight up with 2 on. Yelich in the air, right field, deep, back on it, Kepler, and he's got room for out number 2. Both runners will tag. Thames has got to hurry and is out at second. The foot popped off the bag. Doug Eddings, the second base umpire, calls him out. They will certainly review this, but the out on the field means the Brewers have to prove without a shadow of a doubt that it was the wrong call.
That's a risk not worth taking in that situation. You got Aguilar coming up. A good throw by Kepler. He beats it here. Does the foot come up off the bag? Well, Eddings is right on it. Foot comes up with the back leg. The back leg able to get the bag.
Craig Counsell wants a challenge here. He does not believe that the out was made. I mean, there was air. You could see what Eddings would be looking at.
Watch the back leg. Is the back leg on the bag before the foot comes up? I mean, he's on it with the back leg. The foot comes up, but the question is the back leg on the base before it does?
So this will be one of those close calls, and usually you're going with what is on the field, but there has to be enough clear evidence to overturn. Fans are applauding the replay here. There's no question the foot was in there first. It's just what happened after the fact. It's actually his back leg is probably more important here.
Yeah, that's the back leg. Is the back leg on the base before the front foot comes off? Craig Counsell thinks so.
Joe West is the crew chief facing us. Calling umpire with his back to us is Doug Eddings. And in the replay review center in Chelsea, New York, Major League umpires are looking at this one.
I think bottom line, though, I think that if Thames had it to do over again, he would have stayed at first to give Aguilar a chance of driving the run from third base.
Well, it'll give a chance to get the roof completely closed. All right, here comes the answer. Out is the call. Inning is over. So Thames cut down at second, and a promising start to the inning ends without a run on the board. We go to the fourth, 1-0 Milwaukee. Don't forget baseball coming your way Saturday. It's the Brewers and the Braves on FS1. 2:30 is airtime in the Central Time Zone, and then the Dodgers will take on the Angels 6 Central on Fox. You can stream it all live on the Fox Sports app. Brewers Braves in the national spotlight on FS1. Brewers Braves will be in the national spotlight on TBS as well on Sunday. So you win games, you find yourself in first place, then the national networks come calling, and the Brewers are certainly generating a little bit of buzz out there in the national spotlight. The trade deadline is at the end of this month, and you figure the Brewers will be heavily involved in those rumors and heavy players in that as they try to add to their team. Joe Mauer, a swing and a miss. I saw David Stearns before the game, the Brewers GM, and he said it's a busy time right now. They believe in the team that is here. They believe this is a special group, and that's what the players want to hear, right? That the front office believes they have championship mettle. That's typically when you see a front office get aggressive and try to add pieces. We'll see where they go.
Yeah, and whether it's going to be a starting pitcher and middle infielder that has a big bat, or both.
Joe Mauer sends one into deep left center field. Broxton on the run, can't get there, and Yelich will flag it down, and that is a double for Joe Mauer, and that is a significant double at that. That is number 414 of his career. He has tied Kirby Puckett for the most in Twins franchise history all time.
He's been a good hitter throughout his career. Not a whole lot of power. He's had a couple of years where he's been a big home run hitter, and You see the change up from Chase Anderson. Pretty good job by Mauer to stay back. Drives it out there into the gap, and you know, balls will go up there like that. You expect Keon to get there, but just kept slicing away from him. And if Keon can't get it, nobody can.
They put in a great effort.
Just throwing his body after that baseball.
So a milestone double for Joe Mauer. And here is Eddie Rosario. 1-0 Brewers. Tying run in scoring position to start this inning. Anderson has faced the minimum until that double by Mauer. Got Rosario to chase one.
He did the same thing. Did Chase in his last start against Cincinnati. It was 9 up, 9 down. This time he gave up a hit, but was wiped out trying to steal.
Strike him out, throw him out to end the second inning. Second hit for the Twins. First time they've had a runner at second base.
You got to be careful up in the zone with this guy. He has been really swinging a lot of pitches up in the strike zone. He's hit a couple of them hard, but you know, there's been some pitches that have been really high that he's been chasing.
Shift is on. Little rollover, one hopper to Nate Orf. He's going to get a runner over. So Mauer to third, but Rosario retired. It goes 6-3 on the putout. But make whatever notation you like to indicate it was a ground ball to the right side.
You just got to remember.
Trust your memory. We're getting at the age now, Rock, where that's really risky.
Well, we're just talking about today. We're not going to see the Twins anymore, so what does it matter?
As long as we only have to get through today, I'm good. What'd you say your name was?
Yeah.
Here's Brian Dozier now. Shift is on the opposite way for Dozier. They put three infielders on the left. The Brewers are still functioning without a true shortstop. They're just trying to weather the storm before Tyler Saladino returns. He's close to coming back. Could see him on this homestand. Saladino made his 5th rehab appearance yesterday, playing for Colorado Springs. So he's had 3 games in single A with the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers, and that was his 2nd rehab game at the AAA level. Had a hit last night.
Lando Arcia down in the minor leagues. He's going to have to prove that he can hit at this level before they bring him back.
Arcia's got a makeover, an extreme hitting makeover.
Yeah, it could be a while down in AAA.
2-1 pitch. Dozier takes a ball.
What do you think of Joe West's mask? I'm a big fan.
Oh, okay.
I'm glad he's you know, playing along today.
Hadn't noticed that. Hopefully it doesn't affect his vision.
Yeah, it's pretty funky, isn't it?
Three balls and a strike to Dozier. 3-2 the count. Umpires have the red caps on. That's a different look for them. They have their stars and stripes gear as well, with the red lids. A way for the umpires to express themselves on this.
They're feeling the heat too.
Holiday week. Yeah, it's hot in here. The roof is closed up, and it gets extremely hot inside Miller Park with everything closed. Dozier lifts one in the air. That's a long run for Broxton. He's got a good arm. Let's see if Mauer tests him. He will not. And Broxton fires a strike to the plate.
Yeah, got to hit the cutoff man though.
Second out of the inning. Best case scenario for Chase Anderson. He gets the out. The runner has to stay put. And now a way out of this inning without allowing a run.
And Dozier had a couple of good pitches to hit there. Just a little bit off right now. Let him get hot tomorrow.
Eduardo Escobar at the plate. Runner at third, 2 outs. Brewers lead it 1-0 on a Travis Shaw home run. Started the second with that homer. And the free swinging Escobar fouls it away. Escobar and Rosario are very similar. They're up there to swing the bat, and they hit well. They're both bat ball hitters, so they can swing at pitches out of the strike zone and still maintain a high batting average and on base percentage. They don't walk much, neither one of them, but they are both extremely dangerous. Escobar's hit 12 home runs this year. He's got 49 RBIs.
And guys like that are hard to set up. They're just looking for the baseball. They're not really up there guessing at the plate. See ball, hit ball. Those sometimes are the toughest guys to get out. Good change up, a little bit up.
It's been a great 1-2 combination in the lineup for the Twins. Rosario and Escobar. Escobar was acquired via trade. He came up with the White Sox and then has been in Minnesota since 2012. But not an original Minnesota product. He is the major league leader in doubles coming into play today. 34 doubles in 79 games.
Isn't that something?
And he's hit 12 homers, has 2 triples. 48 extra base hits. Of his 82 hits this year, 48 have gone for extra bases. That's a big year.
Yeah.
A swing and a miss. Anderson gave him the fastball. 96 up in the strike zone. And Chase strands a runner at third base, works around a leadoff double. On Fox Sports Wisconsin is brought to you by the Wisconsin Lottery, reminding you to please play responsibly. By Ascension, coming together to give healthcare a better name. We are Ascension. And by Wisconsin Dells, the water park capital of the world. Roof is closed on a hot afternoon. 4th of July, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Jose Barrios back on the mound. He'll face Jesus Aguilar to start it. First ball swinging. And we're underway in the bottom of the 4th.
So far, a lot of fastballs from Barrios. I mean, we've been told about the curveball, how good that pitch has been. And we'll see if he uses a few more of them second time through the batting order, but so far predominantly fastballs. His cruising speed this year has been about 94 miles an hour. He can touch 96. He's been around 91, 92 today. Change up.
Aguilar doesn't bite on that changeup. Two balls and a strike, and Aguilar chops it foul. Jesus, the club leader in home runs, 19 for the year. 55 RBIs, leads in that category as well. And comes in with an OPS of 983. Just gaudy numbers. A swing and a miss. He got him with a nice hook.
Yeah, there it is.
Second strikeout for Barrios. That'll bring up Travis Shaw, who is responsible for the only run on the board. How about we take you back to last season against the Baltimore Orioles? That was Ubaldo Jimenez. Homered on 4th of July and then launches one out his first time up. Statcast powered by AWS as he goes off the facing of the Loge level.
Pitch is pretty much same location.
We'll have to remember that for next 4th of July. Is that a trend for home runs on the 4th of July?
Yeah, some guys like 4th of July, some guys like Father's Day.
It's the only hit of the game for the Brewers today, that home run by Shaw. Sophia mentioned he was out early working with Darnell Coles, optional batting practice on the field, and felt like the whole team was out there.
Yeah, there was a lot of guys swinging.
You love to see that. Guys want to get their hacks in and not taking anything for granted. I mean, some players just, they may not need extra swings, but Shaw's been working through a few things. And
Want to see the flight of the baseball, on the field, not so much in the cage. Guys are creatures of habit. Some guys just have to have swings before a game. Other guys can sit in the clubhouse and just kind of run out there and feel good at the plate. Personal preference.
2-2 to Shaw. Down and in.
Craig Counsell's done a good job giving the guys options. I mean, very rarely do the Brewers hit on the field for a day game, particularly a day game after a night game. But since yesterday was a 3 o'clock game, same today, optional BP on the field.
Shaw hits one sharply through for a base hit. He's 2 for 2, and all that work paying off. Travis Shaw with both Brewer hits, and he is on with one away in the 4th.
Yep, doesn't come easy, even at the major league level. You got to work at it. He likes the ball down in the zone, and that's exactly where that ended up. 93 above the knees. And Travis able to center on that. That's a pretty swing. Look at the balance and through the strike zone and able to hit it hard into right.
Brad Miller now. Miller's been on a great roll at the plate. 8-game hit streak going for Miller. Hit that sharply. It's got a chance to be a double play, and it will go 6-4-3. He hit it right on the barrel, but right at Polanco. And a double play ends the inning, wipes out the base hit by Shaw. We go to the 5th.
celebrate America. On July 4th, 1776, the Second Continental Congress met in Philadelphia to adopt the final version of the Declaration of Independence.
Well, the Brewers and the Twins matching up on this Independence Day 2018 on a hot Wednesday afternoon. Great to have you with us. Here we go to the 5th inning. Jorge Polanco, the switch hitter, leads off right down the middle. And strike one to Polanco. Polanco flew out to right his first time up. Polanco has 1 hit since coming back. This is just his 3rd game. He'll be out there a lot. Talented young shortstop. And Anderson finds the edge with a fastball.
A good two-seamer right there. Had some run as it got to home plate.
Anderson has worked 4 scoreless, gave up a leadoff double to Mauer last inning. Was able to strand Mauer at 3rd. He was advanced on a ground ball, but Chase was able to get Dozier and Escobar, 2 of their best hitters, with Mauer at 3rd base. Fatigue will be a factor today. This kind of heat will sap players. Temperature's one thing, but the heat index is the other on the field. It's up over 100. That one just missed. Leadoff walk to Polanco.
And conditioning really, I mean, it can help you a little bit, but I think conditioning and all these guys are in great shape. But you have sweltering heat like this, it's a lot more than conditioning that you try to get through this.
So far, Chase has had pretty efficient innings, which is important. You figure the Brewers are going to be down a couple of guys in their bullpen today. You don't think that, certainly Hader's not going to be available, having pitched 3 innings yesterday. Corey Knebel pitched in back-to-back games as well. Good chance he is, if not down, a pitcher that Counsell would like to avoid using today. A little half swing by Kepler. Strike one.
And even last year, he didn't go like 3 days in a row with Corey Knebel until the latter part of the season, like mid-August. Trying to keep that arm strong. Well, he's looked good over his last handful of outings.
Missed a month with a hamstring injury in April. He's come back strong.
Struck out the side in the 9th yesterday. All 3 strikeouts called strike 3s.
Yeah, throwing that curveball at will. That's when you know Knebel slips into that unhittable mode. When he's able to land that curveball.
He did yesterday. 3-2 pitch for the final out of the game.
2 balls and a strike. Kepler, runner goes, pitches a strike, throw is high, and safe at second base is Polanco. First steal of the year.
Man, a little high. I think if he gets him, if the throw's right on the bag, and that's normally where Manny puts his throws to second base. That arm dropped a little bit. I think if it's right on the money, they get him, but that's a lot to ask, putting it right on the money all the time. The pitch was called a strike.
Runner at second, nobody out. 2-2 the count. And the changeup misses. 3-2. Chase would like to throw that pitch down in the zone. He'll be upset he didn't put that where he wants it on a 2-2 count.
Yeah, but you want it away, preferably down, but you got to put it on the plate to get a swing.
And he threw another one. Kepler out in front. Second consecutive innings the Twins have had the tying run in scoring position with nobody out. Payoff pitch. Called. Strike 3. Got him on the edge. Fastball at 95. Got the benefit of the call from Joe West, and out number 1 in this 5th inning.
Yep, too close to take. Marginal on the edge. And Joe West ringing it up. Four-seamer, you can see the grip. See where he held the baseball. Manny Pena made that one look pretty good.
One away for Anderson, his 4th strikeout. Here is Mitch Garver. Garver is the better hitter of the 2 catchers that the Twins have on their roster. Technically, they have 3 catchers. Williams Astudillo is a catcher by trade, but he's here primarily to be a utility man, play 3rd and the 2 outfield spots.
He can hit, that's for sure.
He plays hitter, that's right.
Yeah, he hits. What's your position? Hitter.
So Bobby Wilson and Mitch Garver are the 2 catchers. Wilson is a much better defender, but not the hitter that Garver is. Can always tell the difference between a young pitcher and a veteran pitcher. Young pitchers will sit there and listen, usually a one-way conversation with the catcher. Veteran guys know what they want to do, and Chase was the one who was issuing the instructions for Manny Pena.
Yeah, exchanging ideas. This is what I want.
These 2 work hand in hand. It's not just that they show up on the field for game time and they are the battery. It truly starts hours before the game. They'll sit in the office together with the pitching coach. They will look at film. They'll go through the lineup. They'll talk about all the hitters and where to pitch those hitters. That's a sweeping curve, one of the first of those we've seen today.
Well, they're starting to mix it up, mix in all the pitches.
Derek Johnson, outstanding Brewer pitching coach. 0-2 the count on Mitch Garver. Got a runner at 2nd. High drive into right field. Thames will have room. He's got it just shy of the wall.
Yeah, that was a mistake by Anderson right there in a 0-2 pitch. Too much of the plate. He got away with it. Garver got under it. Sometimes you get outs on mistake pitches. Watch where this one ends up. Yeah, that's it's fortunate that that wasn't hit out of the ballpark.
Chase has had his problems with the home run ball this season. Anderson has allowed 17 homers. Interestingly enough, 14 of the 17 have come here at Miller Park.
They got first base open, 2 outs, pitcher on deck.
Jake Cave, the 8th place hitter, at the plate with Polanco at 3rd. Chase going right after him. A fastball for a swinging strike. Polanco started this inning with a walk. He stole 2nd. One ball, 1 strike. He was late. Having trouble with Anderson's fastball, and it's 1-2 now on Cave.
Yeah, they've been effective with this guy up in the strike zone throughout the series. '25-year-old rookie.
playing in his 16th game in the big leagues this year. 1 ball, 2 strikes. On the ground, backhanded, nice play. Miller, throw to first in time. Inning is over. Second consecutive inning. Anderson has stranded a runner at third. Nice play, Brad Miller. We go to the home 5th.
Nothing lead in this series finale between the Brewers and the Twins here in the 5th. A couple injury updates for you. Brewers were hoping to get Lorenzo Cain back today from the disabled list, but Cain doing his agility work on Monday. The session went well, but not quite as well as they hoped in terms of activating him. But the good news is, correct counsel said, he has been on the field. He's been doing that agility work. He took optional batting practice on the field today, so they feel that they are close with Cain, but not quite there yet with the left groin strain. They really want to clear out any of the remaining soreness before they get him back. So there is no time frame. They're going to continue to monitor Cain day to day. And I also caught up with starter Zach Davies today. He was out on the field playing catch for the first time since what he hoped would be his final minor league rehab assignment Friday night with the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers. And in that outing, Davies experienced back soreness and was only able to go 3 innings. So Davies said it was a good step forward for him just to play some catch. He's hopeful that he can just kind of ramp up the throwing from there. And again, there is not a timeline yet for when Davies could rejoin the starting rotation.
All right, Sophia, thanks for that update. Good reporting. A couple of injured Brewers trying to make their way back. Manny Pena leads off the Brewer 5th. 1-0 crew on a Travis Shaw 2nd inning home run. Jose Barrios has been good. He's got 2 double plays to end the last 2 innings. A more traditional double play to end the last inning, 6-4-3, and a bit of a base running error by Thames on a fly ball to right.
That's a good play, only if you're safe.
Yeah, good point. It's probably too strong to call it a base running error. He's hustling. He's playing hard. Just lapse in judgment a little bit with Aguilar coming up. That was how the 3rd inning ended. Fly ball to right, 2 runners tagged. Thames was thrown out at 2nd. The reward is not worth the risk. Is that the best way to put it?
Yeah, especially when you have the number 3 hitter coming up. I mean, you got to understand, a little bit where you're at in the lineup. You're always in scoring position when Jesus Aguilar steps to the plate.
3-2 to Pena. And he lost him. Pena draws a walk as the pitch gets back to the screen.
Hey, the Brewers are bringing the 70s back in style this Sunday when all fans at the series finale against the Braves will take home a retro Robin Yount 1970s replica jersey courtesy of Orbis Corporation. To book your seats, visit brewers.com/tickets.
Yount and Molitor. great to see Paul Molitor at Miller Park here in Milwaukee once again.
Doing great. Feeling good.
That just rolls off the tongue about as well as any duo has ever done it in Milwaukee. Yount and Molitor, the kid and the igniter.
And the roof's opening up. All's good in the world.
Paul Molitor, by the way, on the all-time Brewers franchise leaderboard, he is second to Robin Yount in most of the major categories: games, hits, doubles, triples, walks, total bases, runs. So it's Robin Yount #1, then Molitor. Ryan Braun starting to push his way near a lot of those numbers with those two. Molitor does lead the Brewers franchise in stolen bases still, so he does have that to himself. But a Hall of Fame career that has him enshrined in Cooperstown, and he will forever be linked with this organization, #4, just as Robin Yount. Difference being Robin Yount never played for anybody but the Milwaukee Brewers.
What a player, Molitor. Man. That is 3,000 hit in Kansas City was a triple. That doesn't happen every day. Who else did that?
Gosh.
Somebody else.
Yes. We were just talking about that the other day.
Yeah.
Stand by.
Ichiro, was it?
Nate Orf in the air to left center. It's going to hang up there. And Rosario makes a catch for the out. I think it was Ichiro. It was Ichiro with the Marlins.
Yeah.
Remember Derek Jeter hit number 3,000. That was a home run. And then Ichiro, with the Marlins, had a triple.
Yeah.
That would have been 2 years ago. August of '16. See, we have decent memories. They're just enough to get us into trouble.
Yeah, just don't remember where Nate Orf was when he caught that ground ball.
That's right. It's the kind of memory that gets you lost while driving. Very similar to what might happen to us when we say, I think it's this exit. I kind of remember that it was over here somewhere.
Yeah.
One of these houses.
It's by the big tree. Just turn when you pass the big tree. I'm terrible with directions.
Well, we know that for sure.
If I say go right, pretty good chance you go left.
Brock and I have walked many a city block.
Round and round.
I always thought you made wrong turns just to go by, the pizza stands on the way home.
No, actually, when I tell you I walk 5 miles, it probably should have only taken me 2.
That's right. Just like when you play golf. The guy you're playing with walks 7 miles, you walk 8.5.
Yeah, right. You get a better workout.
0-2 the count to Keon Broxton. And a spinner misses. Starting to brighten up in Miller Park now that the roof is opening. Hitters adjusting their eyes. They'd much rather hit with the roof open. Rain never came through here. Just the threat of the rain.
Better safe than sorry, right? Why not?
It doesn't look like it, but it's opening up. Creeping along on those railroad tracks. Broxton cuts and misses, and down he goes on strikes, and that's a key out for Barrios. That's the second out, and that means the pitcher Chase Anderson is coming up with a runner at first. A leadoff walk to Pena. Barrios has only given up the 1 run on 2 hits. Shaw has both the hits, including a home run. And Chase Anderson with a base hit. Manny Pena stops at second. And the inning is alive. Well done, Chase.
Yeah, Kate went after that. I mean, he was really busting it over there and kind of took a tricky hop. If that ball gets by him, I bet Manny's going to be able to score. A piece of hitting by Anderson. Fastball up. Out over the plate. Allows the pitcher to get the barrel on it.
Third hit this year for Anderson.
Look at Cave. I mean, if that ball gets by him, I think Manny's might be able to score, although Rosario is backing it up.
Cave is not blessed with a great throwing arm, and he knows he has to be aggressive on those balls on the ground. Note that in case of a base hit here. Eric Thames takes a strike. Well, big spot now opened up by Chase Anderson. The pitcher comes up with a single, first and second with 2 outs. Got a power hitter at the plate in Eric Thames. Walked his last time up. Thames has hit his way onto the Powerball home run leaderboard despite missing 41 games this year with injury, a thumb injury. Jesus Aguilar at 19, currently 4th in the league, and then Shaw hit number 15 in the 2nd inning, and then Thames. The Brewers have hit home runs in 10 straight games with that Shaw clout in the 2nd inning.
Hitters count. Let's see if Thames gets something to hit. The pitch that he hit out yesterday was out over the plate. Able to hook it, line drive to right.
Both runners will be off with a crack of the bat. The 2-1. Thames down the left field line, slicing, and Rosario is there to make the catch. Tough break for Thames. They had him well positioned. Can't believe it. Thought he had an extra base hit when he left the bat. Instead, it's still 1-0. On Fox Sports Wisconsin is brought to you by Miller Lite. Great taste and only 96 calories. By Toyota. Let's go places. And by USAA Insurance. Banking and investments tailored for the military community. Stars and Stripes flying high today. A lot of pride. A lot of patriotism on this 4th of July. Great to have you with us at Miller Park, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, or wherever you may be watching us. Brian Anderson with Bill Schroeder, Sophia Minard, And we are on our way to the 6th inning now, where Chase Anderson has a 1-0 lead over the Minnesota Twins. He's gone 5 shutout, only 2 hits allowed. Went 6 innings, only 2 hits in a victory against the Reds his last time out. Starting to round into form, Chase Anderson. Anderson's only allowed 2 earned runs in his last 2 starts. That covers 11 innings. So now 16 innings with only 2 earned runs allowed for Chase. It's one of the reasons that ERA is plummeting, which is what he wants. Brewers have 19 consecutive scoreless innings on the board as well by their pitching staff, and they're hoping to keep that going in the 6th. Last runs the Twins scored was the 5th inning of Monday's game, the grand slam by Robbie Grossman. That's been it. Shutout yesterday in a 2-0 win.
Brewers bullpen has not allowed a run in 9 innings in this series.
The ability to keep the Twins at 5 on Monday after that grand slam was the main reason the Brewers were able to come back. That's a swing and a miss. Anderson makes quick work out of his mound opponent. Barrios strikes out on 3 pitches. 5 Ks for Chase, who got him to do just that. Top of the order now, Joe Mauer, 3rd time through the batting order. Pitch count in good shape for Anderson. He's given up 2 hits. One of those a double by Mauer. Mauer's next double will put him in the franchise record books by himself for doubles in a career. Right now he's tied with the great Kirby Puckett, the Hall of Famer. 2 quick strikes. Big sweeping curve in there to get Mauer in a hole.
Joe Mauer's always been a very good 2-strike hitter. Tough guy to strike out ordinarily. There's a lot of damage with 2 strike, particularly left field. And his double last time up came to left center.
That was to lead off an inning. Anderson left him stranded at 3rd. Mauer late on that fastball. Twins have had 3 base runners today, and all 3 have led off innings. Lead single by Escobar in the 2nd. Mauer's double in the 4th, and then a leadoff walk to Polanco last inning. Here's a 1-2 from Anderson. Missed again with the fastball, and Mauer's not going to bite on that high fastball. There are players who will, but Joe Mauer's not one of them. Couple of shakes. Anderson's got the one he wants. And Mauer, a little flare coming in. Yelich, he's got it. Boy, that was a terrific catch. That's the Sun Field. He is staring right into that setting sun to a slide and hauls it in for the out.
Yeah,
well done.
Yeah, it goes down. He probably gets himself out of the sunshine, but more importantly, he doesn't have to really try and do it a basket catch. He gets down, so he's able to get the fingers up. You have softer hands when you're able to do that. Good play. Got it in the heel of the glove.
Yeah.
Just barely.
You can see what he is staring into. Gold Glove left fielder with the Miami Marlins a few years back, and he showed a little bit of that form there. He is a confident outfielder. He is as accomplished as a center fielder as he is playing the corners, and they are different. Rosario pops this one up. In the shade is Travis Shaw, and Chase Anderson with a nice easy 6th inning. That'll give him a chance to keep on trucking here. He's got a shutout, a 2-hitter through the first 6.
Milwaukee, the Brewers holding on to a 1-0 lead here in the 6th. And before the game, a terrific ceremony as the Brewers honored 25 military veterans prior to this afternoon's game, when all players on the 25-man roster wore the names of veterans on their back during batting practice. Each player then presented the worn jersey to the respective veterans before the game, and the special pregame ritual paid tribute to the Tour of Honor organization, which flies veterans to Washington, D.C. to see the memorials built in their honor. And guys, it was just great moments down here watching the players interact with these veterans.
No question, one of the special moments that we've had here at Miller Park. We saw it last year as well, and the players are so respectful in that regard, and you appreciate that. These players come out in those jerseys and give them the jerseys off their back. They spend time with the guys and the veterans. By the way, that website, if you're interested in contributing, or if you're interested in participating or volunteering to the honor flight, the local one here in Milwaukee is Stars and Stripes Honor Flight. Spell it all out, Stars and Stripes, honorflight.org. Christian Yelich leading the way, a fly ball into left field, and Barrios has out number 1. How about this first pitch today before the game? This is Chuck Fransky, 95 years of age. Look at him. 95 years of age. He was a Navy pilot in World War II. Threw a perfect strike. Says I still got it.
Yeah, 95, able to walk out there on the mound and make a throw to home plate. I hope I'm going to be able to do that.
Full of life.
Get to 95. Good for him.
It's a great story. Chuck Fransky. Love it. Here's Aguilar now. He takes a strike. You spent a little time on that honor flight.
Terrific. Absolutely unbelievable. You know, the memories, that's something I'll cherish. My wife and I, Kate, did that last November. It's incredible memories. I mean, we went with 3 brothers, Con, Roger, and Grant Hagen, all served in Vietnam 3 different times. Could you imagine that family, what they went through? Yeah. 3 different brothers in Vietnam, 3 different time spans. So they endured that, knowing that they were over there. I mean, what, 8 years, something like that?
Right.
I don't know how long it was, but it's unbelievable. And just watching the 3 of them as they walk by the Vietnam Veterans Memorial, very powerful.
Yeah, they all lost friends and colleagues over there, and so and you have an interesting perspective of the families. It's interesting that you go right to the families, because you are a family member of active military members, and it is hard on those families, and they do serve as well. You do serve as well.
Well, my daughter in particular, with my son-in-law Perry, a deployment in Afghanistan for a year, Guantanamo Bay for another year, and think about it. I mean, she was there alone here in Wisconsin with the kids, fighting a good fight, keeping things together at home. It is tough.
So we salute all of those family members, as well as the active military members, and certainly the veterans that were here today inspire those kind of thoughts and sentiments. They are to be celebrated. And all across baseball, veterans are being celebrated all day. All those who have helped us maintain our freedom and our independence. 2-2 to Shaw, and got jammed a little bit. That's a pop up into shallow right, and way back there to make that catch for the final out of the inning. 3 up, 3 down. Brewers go in order on this Independence Day. USAA honors those who have served and all of our service members at home and abroad. Friday on FS1. You got France taking on Uruguay, and then Neymar and Brazil will battle Belgium. World Cup quarterfinals starting at 8 a.m. Central on FS1, or you can stream all the action live on the Fox Sports app. Chase Anderson goes back to work here. We go to the 7th inning. It is 1-0. Anderson working on a 2-hit shutout, and the only run of the game, a Travis Shaw homer. Brian Dozier leads off, takes strike one.
Well, like yesterday's game,
which was a 2-0 Brewer win. Dozier's 0 for 2. He lines one left field. That is going to get down and go to the wall. Dozier with an extra base hit to start the inning. It's a leadoff double. And for the 4th time in this game, 4 occasions in 7 innings, Twins have their leadoff man on.
Yeah, it's 2 times leadoff double. Well, it's been 20 consecutive scoreless innings for the Twins. Great Counsell on the phone. Got some bullpen activity going. Got Jeremy Jeffress getting loose.
Now, Jeremy's fresh. He's going to be that swing guy today to go multiple innings, you would think. Especially if the game keeps up like this. So big hitter right now for Anderson. He starts Escobar with a changeup for a strike. Escobar singled to lead off the 2nd inning. Struck out with a runner at 3rd in the 4th. Chase could use a K right now. There were back-to-back innings. The Twins stranded a runner at 3rd. There have not been a lot of base runners in this game, but the Twins have had some opportunities. Escobar pulls it foul. 1-2 now.
Chase Anderson has used the inside corner pretty effectively today. And maybe the Twins may be starting to think in there a little bit. That opens up the curveball and changeup.
Leadoff double by Dozier. Anderson deals a rollover ground ball is going to get a runner to 3rd.
That's a changeup.
And Dozier 90 feet away representing the tying run. Escobar retired.
Good game calling by Manny Pena. You know, you whistle one foul, you pull one down to first base in foul territory, then you go to the changeup and slow that bat down a little bit, gets the easy ground out.
So it'll be Jorge Polanco now. This is going to be the 8th at bat for the Twins in this game with a runner in scoring position. And what's interesting about that is the Twins have had just 4 base runners in this game. So they only have 3 hits and a walk. But because of the doubles, because of the leadoff variety, even though they haven't had a lot of men on base, they have had their chances.
And sooner or later that catches up to you.
Anderson trying to strand another runner at 3rd. He's done it twice. And I think Craig Counsell's on his way now. Is he going to make a change here? He is.
Yep, double switch.
It's going to be a double switch. Anderson is going to be out 6 1/3. In a spot where you need a strikeout. Craig Counsell is going to make the play right now and give the ball to one of his best relievers. So the double switch is in play now. And Chase Anderson will exit, having given up just 3 hits. At this point, no runs in 6 1/3, and he'll exit to a nice hand. Mutual Insurance. Let's call them pitches of the game. Big moments. And Anderson able to strand a couple of runners at third base. Rocky goes 6 1/3. Only 3 hits. He struck out 5, and he is looking better and better with each start.
Yeah, terrific location with a fastball. I mean, he mixed in some curveballs. The changeup was a good pitch. Got some outs on that. More importantly, throwing a lot of strikes. 3 hits, 1 walk, 5 punch outs. And 6 1/3. Back-to-back very good starts for Chase as Jeremy Jeffress takes over. 41st game for Jeffress, 5-1 record. Look at the earned run average at 1.12. Man at third base, he's been very good stranding inherited runners this year.
And that's why Council has him on in a double switch. Perez takes over at third base, and a first pitch breaking ball in there for a strike. Shaw is out, so you can put Jeffress in Travis Shaw's spot. Travis goes 2 for 3 today, and Perez will hit in the 9 spot now. Brewers would love to see that spot come up next inning. That spot's due up 5th. Infield end. Runner at third. A little flare is going to fall. A base hit. And on his way to second. Nope. He'll back it up. Polanco with an RBI single. We are tied at 1.
Yeah, a little jam shot over the infield. You knew it was going to happen at some point. Too many opportunities for the Twins, yeah, to cash in. That was a good pitch. He got eaten up inside, but able to flare it into short left. And the Twins tie it up.
That is the 8th runner that has scored against Jeffress. Inherited runner that has scored. 31 runners inherited. There's more to that stat. That's a good number on its own. But in context, Jeffress has entered a number of games this year with the bases loaded and no outs or 1 out. He has been, as Craig Counsell calls him, the starter's closer. And for that reason,
he's been able to get big strikeouts in those spots, get outs without contact.
He made a good pitch, but Polanco had a better swing and was able to muscle one out into the outfield.
Yeah, put it in play.
So a run is in. Still 1 out. Jeffress trying to get that ground ball here and get the Brewers back to the dugout in the 7th. Max Kepler at the plate. Close the book on Chase Anderson with 1 run, 1 earned run, and he will not factor in the decision here today. So the offense bears a lot of that burden. Unable to score more than just the 1 run, but Anderson pitched another good game. I'm sure he is frustrated though.
Yeah.
Ground ball. Aguilar's got it. Fire to second. Out there. Orf's throw. Off the mark.
Yeah, tough double play, but you know, Nate Orf, I mean, he makes all the plays, but he certainly doesn't have the Arcia throwing arm at shortstop. I'm not sure even if Aguilar is able to catch that baseball, if it's going to be a double play. Kepler runs pretty well. Probably would have been a double play had the throw been on the mark. Good throw by Aguilar. He's very good at that, but throw sailed on Orf and not able to turn 2.
The Brewers know they are giving up some defense to get some offense in the lineup. Let's hope this one doesn't hurt them. Should be out of the inning, but Jeffress will face Mitch Garver now, and he takes a strike. Garver's 0 for 2 with a couple of fly ball outs. Arcia's offensive woes is a major story for the Brewers right now. It has been hidden a little bit because the Brewers keep winning, and they're 15 games over 500. They have a game lead in the Central Division. They've managed to cover a lot of areas, but believe me, that guy right there is concerned about the rest of the year, and they are extremely hopeful that Arcia can get those mechanics worked out, his offensive mechanics, because they need him. There's a shot right back into the shift, and to the bag goes Miller. to end the inning. A little flare by Polanco ties the game. We're even at 1. Stretch time at Miller Park. We turn it over to Rob Edwards. Miller Park's presentation of God Bless America.
Led by Bob Kozlowski from the Brewers Guest Services.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
As we go to the bottom of the 7th inning now, a reminder you can bring the whole family out to Miller Park next Wednesday. See if Pachuca takes on Club Leon in an international soccer match. It's presented by Aurora Healthcare. Tickets start at just $15 at brewers.com/soccer. Beautiful Miller Park. Good to see the roof open once again. It was closed for a little while today, and it was like a sauna in here. But now it's opened up. Sun shining brightly. Twins just scored to tie this game. And we're all even at 1 apiece. That was an RBI from Jorge Polanco in the 7th. Travis Shaw hit the home run in the 2nd for the lone Brewers tally. Ralph Miller leads off for Milwaukee. And Barrios deals down and away. Last game of the year against Minnesota. Brewers have had good success against the Twins this year. They're 4-1, 9-7 in interleague play overall. Miller in the air to center field. Got a chance. This is way back. Goodbye. Brad Miller gives the Brewers the lead. And it didn't take long to get out of here. A rocket off the bat of Brad Miller extends his hitting streak to 9 and gives Milwaukee a 2-1 lead.
Boy, he's brought a nice bat to Milwaukee. And let go by the Rays. Spent some time in AAA, and he has made an impact at the plate. Wow.
There is major thunder in that bat. 2 years ago, hit 30 homers. And he destroyed this fastball.
Look at him down and through, the head right down at the point of contact. Look at the balance, the high leg kick, the foot's down before he swings. And hits out with no doubt about that one. As soon as he left the box, looked into the dugout, said, there we go, boys, we're ahead again. Well done, Brad Miller.
A little over 106 miles an hour was the exit velocity there. That is way up there. And Miller, with his second home run as a Brewer, both have come here at Miller Park. It's a 2-1 lead. And now Manny Pena, high fly ball. He just missed that one. And that is Cade who is calling, and he's got it for the out. First out of the inning.
Well, Craig Counsell's been looking for some run production in the middle of the infield. I think he's found some. Brad Miller.
One of the reasons Nate Orf is in the big leagues. Miller and Orf, the keystone combination.
Miller's got 7 RBIs in 11 games as a Brewer.
Yeah, and that 9-game hit streak he's on. So that's his 11th hit in the 9 games. Driving in some runs. Had some doubles. Orf still looking for his first major league hit. This is his 10th plate appearance. One ball, 2 strikes. Undrafted free agent, a sign out of Baylor for $500. And he's made it all the way to the big leagues. Phenomenal story.
Yep.
When they're looking to replace you every year, about every 2 months, you look at those guys who are roster fillers like Nate Orf was, veteran guys or experienced guys who play the game hard. Usually that's the comp on a guy like that. And he's just played well. That one's deep into left. That one's got a chance. And it is a home run for Nate Orf. His first big league hit is a long ball. 3-1 Milwaukee.
And I think they're going to be able to get that one back. Wow, Nate Orf. Good for him.
Look at the excitement on the face of the manager. He knows how important that is. They're asking for a curtain call for Nate Orf. Here he comes. They're dragging him out. They carry him out on their shoulders. Oh, my goodness.
He didn't want to. Oh, man. What a moment.
On a lot of levels, it's baseball's version of Rudy, right?
Yeah, no kidding.
It is an incredible story. And his first big league hit is a home run. And the legend of Nate Orf continues here in Milwaukee.
That
wow.
pressure's off. He's got a hit, not only a hit, a homer, and I think they're going to be able to get it back because that landed over the fence and left in his service area where I think they're going to be able to corral that baseball. That'd be a nice one. It was a curveball. He left it up, he left it in, and Nate Orf did the rest, knocked it out of here. What a great, great story for Nate Orf. That's a great feeling for him.
Here's Keon Broxton now. I saw Nate after his first game in the big leagues, which was Monday. He got a start at second base. And his family was able to make it. He had a bunch of people down waiting for him outside the clubhouse. And that was the first time they had seen him. So he had flown from Texas, where Colorado Springs was playing, flown all the way to Milwaukee in time for the game to be in the lineup. And so a lot of his family and friends and those that have gathered here, they hadn't had a chance to see him yet. And boy, it was an extremely emotional scene down there. I wonder if he even felt his feet running around those bases.
Man, probably not.
Just floating around. Broxton on the ground to third. And there is the second out.
You know, Craig Counsell, I don't remember him being as happy about a hit for any other Brew that we've seen. I know inside he is, but I mean, outwardly very happy for Nadorf. I think Nadorf was hearing a lot of the same things that Craig Counsell heard when he was going through the minor leagues. You're not fast enough. You're not big enough. You don't have enough arm. All the no's, one no after another, and here he is in the major leagues. Craig Counsell had a terrific career. They just do everything right. They don't make mistakes. There's a lot of guys with a lot better ability, but they have made the commitment, you know, to be good players.
You rarely get that kind of emotion from Craig Counsell, good or bad.
Well, he sees himself in North, I think.
Yeah, no question. That's a great observation. You're right. Now Perez into left field. That's way up there and playable for Rosario, and that will end the inning. Couple of home runs. Brad Miller gave him the lead. That's noteworthy, but nothing like this one. It's his first. Nate Orr's first big league hit is a home run, and it's 3-1 Milwaukee on the 4th of July. For so many years. He gets his chance this year. Was 0 for his first 7 at the plate, but his first hit is a memorable one. A home run to give the Brewers a 3-1 lead. Back on the mound, Jeremy Jeffress, now a 2-run lead with which to work. He's facing Jake Cave to start the inning. Cave, left-handed hitting center fielder. Got to give the Brewers a lot of credit where whatever level these decisions are being made from an analytics perspective or just a feel by the manager, council, hitting coach Darnell Coles, bench coach, wherever it reaches, everyone has input, right? But the decision is made to sacrifice a little bit of defense to get some offense. As Miller makes the play, and the two guys that are in the lineup today specifically for that reason is Miller and Nate Orf, and both deliver home runs in the 7th inning to give the Brewers the lead.
Well, and again, you can understand. I mean, the Brewers have needed some run production up the middle, and David Stearns, Craig Counsell, decided, you know, the defense has been very good after the first 3 weeks of the season. Decided to get as many bats up here with the Brewers as they could find. And it's worked out.
Robbie Grossman's going to pinch hit for Minnesota. That's going to be the end of the line for Barrios, who gives up 3 runs, 3 solo home runs, and is down 3-1. 7 innings for Barrios, 5 hits.
Another good start for him.
He's got some star power. He's only 23.
Yeah.
Robbie Grossman, prior to that RBI single by Polanco last inning, was the last RBI produced for the Twins. He had a grand slam in the 5th inning on Monday. Brewers stretched that scoreless inning streak against Twins hitters to 18 consecutive innings. Snaps a breaking ball in for a strike. Jeremy Jeffress. 1-2 pitch. Bounce foul. Is there a scenario, Rock, in your mind where Jeffress could finish this game?
Yeah, there is.
That would be 2 2/3 innings.
I guess if you look at it, I mean, after Jeffress, let's say for the sake of argument that Knable's not available. You got, Williams and Barnes, 2 hard-throwing right-handers that could possibly close. It depends on the pitch count for Jeremy. I mean, Hader had a pretty low pitch count in yesterday's game. Counsell sent him out for that 3rd inning.
Jeffress' spot in the batting order would be due up 4th next inning in the bottom of the 8th. Next frame. I guess we'll find out then. Hopefully we don't find out sooner. Jeffress, if he can have a clean 8th inning here.
You could also go matchups, Jennings, Zagurski. I would imagine in a pinch, I think you could probably use Knable.
Two balls, 2 strikes. And it's in there. A called strike 3. Jeffress gets the strikeout for the 2nd out of the inning.
Backdoor curveball. Hey, today's Tavern of the Game winner, the Party Line Tavern in Green Bay. If they call the Brewers by 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, they get 40 tickets to a Friday night game in the Miller Lite Beer Pen. This offer courtesy of the Tavern League of Wisconsin and Miller Lite.
Well, if there was a question about Knable's availability, I wouldn't say he's preparing to come in, but he's definitely, he's got the spikes on, he's got a ball in his hand, and that will be an interesting area to watch here over the next few moments. Key hitter here for Jeffress, though. That could open some doors to try to finish if he can retire Mauer. Mauer is 1 out of 3. Had a double in the 4th.
I guess all that would be moot if the Brewers were able to maybe put up a couple of runs bottom of this inning.
Yeah, that would change everything.
Assuming that Jeffress gets through this one.
Brewers do not have an off day until the All-Star break. So you're managing games a little bit differently. Yes, you're trying to win every game, but you have to protect the next day also as best you can. And that's why Hader was used for 3 yesterday, knowing that he's going to be down a couple of days, maybe 3 days. But the Brewers have so many weapons down there. Plenty of tools in the shed for Craig Counsell to use.
Even after just 2 innings, Hader was going to be down a couple of days. Right. Low pitch count, able to send him out for the 3rd. Still is probably going to be only 2 days.
There aren't many who can perform at this level in what is now known as the Andrew Miller role. Andrew Miller is the one who kind of made it popular again. Mauer on a ground ball. That's Miller. Throw to first in time, and Jeffress will give the skipper some options. That's a 1-2-3 inning. He's retired 5 in a row. It's 3-1 Brewers.
fireworks here. The 3 solo home runs, outstanding pitching from Chase Anderson in this one. So this is formulating, stirring into hopefully a good finish here.
Yeah, we sure hope so. It's going to be interesting to see what Craig Counsell does in that 9th inning. JJ going out really efficient the last 2 innings. It'll be interesting if he brings them back. We got 13 more games in 12 days.
Well, Knabel's starting to get loose, so we'll see if it's going to go the traditional way for the Brewer closer here. Stay tuned for that one. We'll talk more about Chase's solid outing again. And Nate Orr for his first major league hit, a home run here on Fireworks Day. We'll hear from Craig Counsell and the crew coming up. Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin postgame report, BA.
All right, Craig and Augie, thanks. Here is Zach Duke, new Twins pitcher, the left-hander to face Eric Thames. Bottom of the 8th inning, 3-1. Duke, the former Brewer, pitching in his 38th game, and Thames rolls one fair. Duke there to cover, and the first out of the inning.
Yeah, we saw Zach Duke, first game of this series on Monday, 2/3 scoreless, has not allowed a home run this year, and has allowed only 1 extra base hit to a left-hander. Thames, Yelich, then you got Aguilar, so 2 left-handers to start the inning.
At the plate, presented by Yelich. 0 for 2. He hit a shot his first time up. Shift was on though, and he hit it right to the second baseman, Dozier.
Presented by Wendy's. Christian Yelich
is at the plate. Is that, did I forget all that other part?
Yeah, you just said presented by Yelich.
It said presented by Wendy's.
You know, ordinarily I wouldn't care, but that was a sponsor. They
No,
might get a phone
good.
call.
That's good work,
They
man.
might get a phone call.
Christian Yelich at the plate, presented by Wendy's.
Nice.
Not Christian Yelich at the plate, presented by Yelich.
See, you are human.
I appreciate you looking after me. And Yelich shows bunt. And that's Garver. The throw is late. We got to redo the at the plate presented by Wendy's. Add a hit to that, an infield hit for Yelich.
Yep. Well, nice bunt. It took Garver a while to get out there, and pretty close play. The Twins are certainly going to look at that one. And he hides the bunt as long as he can. He's trying to push a little bit more toward third base, but not able to do it. Yeah, Garver, by the time he gets there, it looks like he's safe. But the Twins want him to take a look at it.
Yeah, looks
like he's safe.
Looks safe to me.
Right.
Again,
Well,
what matters most right now on plays like that is what is called on the field, because as we saw earlier today, if there's not that convincing evidence, they will not overturn it. So however it was called on the field is usually the way it stays unless there is evidence to overturn, and I don't really, doesn't seem like there's enough, and that's a quick review.
But the Twins didn't have anything to lose. We're sitting here in the 8th inning.
Call is confirmed. That means in New York in the replay center, they absolutely know he was safe, or it was as called. If they say the call stands, use the word stands, then they're basically saying not enough evidence to overturn. We would love to hear all that sometime. I hope baseball will do what other sports have done, especially basketball, and will allow us to hear the conversations, and that would be great. They haven't been willing to do so yet. You're dealing with unions and umpires unions, and it's a lot of things that have to happen to make that go. And I understand why they're trying to protect their own, but for the entertainment of the fans, it would be very interesting.
Yeah, well,
and it would help. I think it would help the umpires. It would help them.
I think before they start even thinking about that, they should tell the fans what they're looking at. I mean, that was an obvious one.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of situations where the umpires go to the headsets where fans really aren't sure what they're looking at.
You know, the one that comes up the most is with a runner at first, and you might get a chance at a double play ball, bang bang play at second, throw to first would be bang bang. You don't know what exactly they're checking on that play. Jesus Aguilar with Yelich at first base. As Craig Kashawn mentioned Corey Knebel loosening in the Brewer bullpen. It is a save situation. It would be 3 straight days for Knebel, but he's been so efficient and so good. It'd be hard not to use him in a spot like this. Aguilar with a swing and a miss on a 3-0 pitch. Had the green light and he chased one. One out, runner at first. Yelich on an infield hit. Been able to stop throwing for now. It doesn't take much to get loose on a day like this, and he has been throwing for a little bit, so he's ready, I'm sure. There's a swing and a miss.
A curveball.
Coming back from 3-0 down, Zach Duke strikes out Aguilar, 2nd out.
Hey, voting for this year's All-Star game ends tomorrow, and the Brewers are counting on you to stuff the boxes. Go to brewers.com/vote and cast your ballot up to 5 times today and tomorrow to help send your hometown crew to Washington this July. All-Star voting ends tomorrow. Wow. All-Star break right around the corner.
Brewers have one more road trip before the All-Star break. Moves being made here. Council sends in Ryan Braun to pinch hit. He was announced. Paul Molitor counters. He'll take Duke out, bring on a right-hander. We'll set up the pitching change and the matchup after this. The Brew crew. Ryan Braun will pinch hit. Brewers have a runner at first and Christian Yelich, and Braun not in the starting lineup today. Will get a chance off the bench now. Addison Reed is the new pitcher. Rock, the right-hander out of Paul Molitor's Twins bullpen.
Yeah, we saw him on Monday as well. 2/3 scoreless. He started out the year really well, but has struggled. Last 12 appearances, he's given up 10 runs. That covers 11 innings. Overall, 39th appearance and a .419 earned run average.
Takes him a little while to unload it. Might see Yelich take off in a spot like this. We'll see. And first pitch is a breaking ball, missed high. Braun as a pinch hitter is 2 for 11. One of those pinch hit appearances resulted in a home run. 2-0 the count on Braun. Braun's been nursing a tight lower back himself. He's played through it. He and Christian Yelich missed time in Cincinnati. 3-0 the count. Braun all decked out in stars and stripe gear. He's got the elbow sleeves, the shoes. Three and one.
Crossfire from Addison Reed. He does that all the time. Looked like a little bit more pronounced that time. Fastball down the middle. Ronnie, one of those guys that doesn't like to swing 3-0. Loves 3-1 though. Same spot.
Full count to Braun. That'll give Yelich a head start at first. 3-1 Brewers. We're in the bottom of the 8th. Brewers trying to sweep the Twins. And a strikeout to end the inning. So the side is retired. The stage is set, and it will be Corey Knebel. The Brewer closer is on to try to nail this one down. They carried him to a curtain call. Nate Orff, his first major league hit is a home run that extended the lead to 3-1. And that's where we sit as we go to the 9th inning. And Craig Counsell will call on his closer, Corey Knebel. 3rd straight day. Struck out the side yesterday, all looking to earn the save. And he is back out there to try to secure a series sweep of Minnesota.
Yeah, 9 of 11 so far this year. That save yesterday was his 50th career save. Overall 23rd appearance, earned run average of 305. He's been terrific as of late.
Braun stays in the game to play left. Sogard is in to play short. Yelich moving over to right field. Brewers tighten up their defense here. Lead man up, Eddie Rosario. First ball swinging. Fly ball to left. Braun is over. Braun's got it. In foul territory, Braun makes a catch. One pitch and one out for Knebel.
Couldn't ask for anything better than that. 3rd straight day you get an out on the first pitch.
Braun entering the game in left field, sends Christian Yelich over to right. Thames taken out of the starting outfield, and then Sogard in for Nate Orff at second base. Check at shortstop. So those are the changes. One out on one pitch. Here's Brian Dozier.
They have a
Velocity good, 96. Hit 97 yesterday.
Council doesn't call on Knebel often 3 days in a row, but the time to do it. Fly ball deep center. Back is Broxton. He leaps. Oh my goodness! He's done it again! Keon Broxton pulls another home run back. This guy.
Something else.
Amazing.
Oh my goodness.
That might be one of his best ever.
And able to keep it in the glove. Check it out. Wow. Guy just continues to amaze you out there in center field. My goodness.
He is so happy. Loves making plays. That's not showboat in him. He's just exuberant.
Well, just sometimes guys even impress themselves with some of their plays. And it goes back. He's measuring it. He's timing his leap. Perfectly timed and able to haul it in. Taking a home run away from Dozier.
Amazing.
Yeah, he is.
2 outs in the inning. You will not see a better catch in the big leagues all week. That's #1. I mean, that is full throttle.
Little snow cone. Holds on.
Knebel. Boy. Way to go, Brox. 2 outs. There's a high drive into right field. And Yelich is going to watch this one fly out of here. Boy, is that catch big right now. Eduardo Escobar hits a home run to make this a 1-run game.
And that was a curveball, I think. Curveball, he just dropped the head of the bat on and knocked it out of here. Boy, oh boy. Keon Broxton.
Escobar's 49th extra base hit, tied for 2nd in the AL. And he has made this a 3-2 game, not over yet. 2 outs for Jorge Polanco. You don't know how Knebel would have pitched to Escobar if Dozier does hit that one out, but good contact here against Knebel. Home runs have been flying out of here today. 4 of them hit in the game. The Brewers have 3 solo shots. Two balls, no strikes. Polanco's base hit tied it in the 7th. That was a jam shot single to left field off Jeremy Jeffress that drove in a run. He's the tying run at the plate, the 2-0 in there.
And they took it right down the middle. Wonder what guys take those. Down in the zone, you can get to that at big velocity down there.
Two and 1. Oh, he had a big cut. Yikes. Polanco came out of his shoes on that swing. Now it's 2-2. Twins down to their last strike. And they're on their feet at Miller Park. Game on the line. 2-2 to count. Knebel deals. Bounced it foul. Polanco stays alive. He's getting some pretty good cuts on that fastball.
Well, he's getting pitches down in the zone. I mean, you can get the bat on 97, 98 when it's down. And if Knebel gets that pitch up about 6 inches, he's going to swing right through it. Does he go with a curve? Escobar hit the curveball out.
2-2. Swing and a line drive to right. A base hit. He went with a fastball.
It was down again.
Twins are still alive. Now the tying run is at first. The go-ahead run coming up.
I didn't want to go with a curveball. Manny Pena set the target up around the waist, around the belt, and Corey left it down. And as we said, that's a pitch you can get to down in the zone.
Knebel has pitched in 3 games in a row, but the last time he pitched in 3 games in a row in 3 days was last season in Pittsburgh against the Pirates, September 18, 19, and 20. As we said, this is not something that Counsell likes to do, but with Hader down, the circumstances as they are, he goes with his best.
Kepler likes the ball down. Look out.
Dangerous hitter. Tying run at first. Knebel deals, and Kepler in the air to left field. Braun's got a beat on it. And the Brew Crew gonna sweep the Twins. Knebel's 10th. A 3-2 final. And Keon Broxton with the play of the year so far. Makes a winner out of Jeremy Jeffress. He goes to 6-1. Knebel's save number 10. Jose Barrios to 8-7, and Rock, the Milwaukee Brewers, 7 times they have had a chance to get to 16 over, and today they finally jumped that milestone.
Yeah, amazing, isn't it? I mean, you talk about great pitching. The Brewers have really been outstanding on the mound. I mean, they do hit home runs, and they were big today, but how about Keon Broxton saving the day for the Brewers? Defense wins. They've been playing some good defense. The Brewers bullpen in this series, 11 2/3, only 5 hits, 1 run, 10 punch outs. What a series for the Brewers pitchers.
All smiles as the Brewers sweep the Minnesota Twins, and it's time for Brewers Live as we check in with Craig Kashawn down in Nelly's Corner. Craig?
All right, this is a good spot to be, celebrating another win, the sweep. Nate Orf had something to do with that here in this one. 3-2, the Brewers win. A memorable first hit for him in the majors. Chase Anderson, wonderful as a starter on the hill. We'll hear from the Brew Crew, Craig Counsell, and get you set for the Braves series next.